Hello, my name is Shatelia. Welcome back for another episode of EU4 as Jerusalem. We're still playing in the Ottoman patch instead of Byzantium patch because I don't want to be risking the Iron Man save here. I want to see how far we can take this. But anyway, last episode we captured a few more provinces from the Ottomans. I believe we got these two, and these three, and these two. So that's a total of 7 provinces from them, which is not bad. But also, our aggressive expansion has been pretty high. We still need to do a lot of coring in here. We're slowly getting to the point where well, first of all, we'll probably want to get rid of some of these unrest-related problems here. So after that, we'll start a war against the Mamluks, most likely. I did start getting another artillery over here already. We'll probably get another one fairly shortly. We've got a fairly decent income in the end. But I suppose until then, we can go on speed 4 to speed up things a bit further. I do want to get another marine over there as well, but that's probably going to have to wait a little bit longer. We could have up to 20 total. Generation of cowards. I guess we'll lose a bit of manpower. Let's get the marine built up in... Well, that's already been built. And we can't really build... Well, I guess we can build over there. We'll just march it over. Or transport it over. That's also a possibility. Speaking of which, let's bring the transports back here. So that will... Well, actually, we do need to get another transport for that fleet, don't we? We don't have any in here, though. So, yeah. Well, not necessarily going to be worried about the size too much, then. We're going to always use the main fleet, I suppose. For any purposes that we might have for them. So, we've still got 2 more provinces that we haven't started coring. The war exhaustion has gone down. Overextension is still relatively high, but I suppose once we get a bit further along there, the unrest is also going to start dropping. We are about to get the barracks in Constantinople, and the textile manufactory in Thessaly is not far off either. Well, there we go. We got 6,000 marines and 4,000 artillerymen. That's a pretty decent increase. Well, a bit of increase in size. We'll probably keep that as a 10,000 man army, and then we'll probably start working on another 10,000 man army of the regular kind somewhere. Not necessarily immediately. Oh, there we go. Aleppo's been cored. We can start converting that as well. And Antwerp has already been converted. So that was quick. Ooh, we could actually... Yeah, we could probably see some more land. We're 65% now. Admittedly, a lot of these aren't particularly loyal right now, then. And Verdun is having some religious issues. So how is Europe looking like right now? France is... Well, they've taken Calais, that's for sure. They're pretty strong. Lithuania goes from Black Sea to the Baltic, which is quite common these days, I reckon. Of course, Austria is pretty strong. Bohemia is OPM. Brandenburg is relatively strong. They've gotten a bit of land from Pomerania and all that. Denmark has got... Oh, they've got Lübeck. Interesting. Wait, but... Oh, the Isles is a thing. Alright, that one must have been released. And Norway's got a bit of colonies in Newfoundland. And then Finland, which is under Denmark, is a thing. There's a French Quebec, which, you know, they've got some colonies in there. They don't have enough to have the colonial state or the colonial nation in there, but they're working on it. Spanish are definitely expanding their colonies over here in Central America. And the Portuguese are, of course, slowly expanding in South America. Don't know too much about Africa yet, other than the French have a port over there. And I suppose, does anyone know? Well, I suppose the Spanish don't need to have a port in there. Mamluks are, well, we've kept Mamluks in check, and Ottomans are definitely quite weak. Looks like Muscovy is destroying the Great Horde now. There's that. But yeah, the Ottomans are split into, technically speaking, 5 different areas. There's the Albania, then there's Bulgaria and Romania. Then there's Anatolia, and then there's a little bit in either side of the Kerch Straits. So there's Theodora, which would be modern-day Sevastopol. And then Duhe, which I'm... Oh, Sochi. Right, there we go. So they're on those. We can start coring tech here now. So Adrianople is going to take a bit longer to core, but that's alright. We'll get there eventually. Admittedly, it's already part of a state, so that's part of the reason why it's going to be quite expensive to core. But at least we can get some of the coring going already. And the unrest in the... Well... On the Constantinople or Thrace side of things isn't too bad. These two are going to be cored soon. Then that's going to reduce the overextension even further. which in turn is going to start reducing the unrest on a lot of areas as well, which means that we might not have to actually fight any rebellions. We could get the... Oh, we could get the morale armies back again. Good. So, do the Mamluks... They do have Miltech 12 already. Robber Barons. Oh. I guess we'll take some base Saxon roads. Not necessarily the best situation, but not much I could do there. We do have a little bit of cash. We could maybe try getting another... Okay, Thessalonic would be okay location for that. Although we could also... Oh, yeah, Rhodes could definitely have another building. We'll get the barracks in there, actually, so that's going to be really good for manpower. And there we go. Well, max manpower is 47,000 now. I am going to let the local autonomy in Aleppo and Antioch go up a little bit for the time being. I'm sure that that will go downwards over time. But right now, that might actually be better to just let it be. We could perhaps get a claim over here as well. So we're slowly but surely taking a bit more land from the Ottomans as well. This is the 10,000 men army. I guess next thing to do is start gathering up a little bit more armies. Oh dear, we lost the general down here. Oh, let's get another one then, shall we? 5400. Well, it's good combat general, I suppose, but that's about it. Not good for sieging. But it did increase our professionalism a little bit, I suppose. Well, I suppose that's still doing the rebel suppression. The Ottoman separatists, or not the Ottoman, the Auto-Sellers, rather, are slowly taken care of. Although very, very slowly. Still need to start coring Adrianople, which, to be fair, that's far away, so we can core that during the war as well. That's not going to be an issue. I think one more thing that we might want to do, though, before we start fighting the Mamluks, is maybe just get a bit more infantry. Get a 5,000 men army. We might actually attach it to the Marine army for now. Oh, there we go, Aleppo, getting a bit more things. So if we declare war on Mamluks... Oh, they are fighting a war already against Ethiopia. We can't get any of our allies in, unfortunately. It's a bit of a distant war, I suppose, so they don't really want to join. I mean, fair enough, I suppose. But in that case, we can't really declare the war on them directly. We need to declare one of their allies instead, which is easier said than done. Because we could always start expanding towards Karakayunlu, but we don't have any claims there. Well, actually, we don't need claims directly. It would help with the coring process, of course. We've got the Holy War as an option. But that doesn't seem to be a good option right now. Then there's, of course... potential war against... Oh, they're guaranteed by Portugal now, and Mamluks. And their allies are Ottoman. So, Tunis is probably off the list for the time being. Might want to improve our relations with the Papal State for the time being. Or at least to do something with the diplomats. We're getting 13.7 influence per year right now. We can increase that a bit higher. It's probably still not going to be all the way up, but it's better than nothing. And we can get the coring going in Adrianople soon enough. Tunis truce has ended, and Marrakesh truce has ended as well. Just group these up here, and then we'll send it down to the rest of the army. There we go. So that's, admittedly, there's a lot of infantry in there with cannons, so it's not necessarily going to be particularly useful army in a lot of places. So there's still a little bit Orthodox sellers, but that's actually about it. In which case, this army could probably start drilling. Oh, and Thessalonica needs to have a church. That would increase the base tax there. Urfa, at least one province in the Dulgadir. Ah, okay, they want that one to be mine. It's not really too bad. Or Tarabulus have a marketplace. I mean, that's actually quite easy as well. Why is the production? It's producing wheat. That would be fairly easy to do. I suppose the bourgeoisie loyalty is a bit low, so we'll start with that one. So they wanted to have a marketplace in there. Let's do that then. We're going to make 10 ducats per month, so that's not too shabby. Admittedly, I could reduce the army maintenance in certain areas, or maybe put down some of the forts again. At least on some of these areas that are probably not going to get sieged down anytime soon. Save a few ducats per month. It's not going to be massive savings, but it does pile up a decent bit over time. And there we go. We're at least gaining the money, and now we can start coring Adrianople. But I guess the war against the Mamluks is going to be a bit of a delayed action then. I do wonder though, so if I was to declare war on... Actually, there's the Reconquest. You know, it'll still be distant wars. For most of these. Naples is the closest one that we could maybe get. We've got pretty good trust with them. I suppose in that case, let's stop building the spy network in Ottomans. We don't necessarily need it right now. How good is the trust there? It is actually almost max. We can still do a little bit more. There we go. So that should be max trust now. So if I was to invite them into a war, I mean, it's only 20,000 men that we'd get from there, but it's still better than nothing. Plus, Mamluks are busy in another war, so they got 20,000 men somewhere else. And now I could indeed invite Naples, so that would get us to roughly equal numbers total. They would have a lot of allies, admittedly, so that would make things a little bit difficult, I suppose. We've got the 9 transports in here, plus we got 20 transports over... Oh, they're still sitting there, actually. Whoops. They're not really needed in... Oh, actually, what I should probably do instead is go ahead and pick up the troops in Constantinople, although the Zealots are still a bit of a thing, so we might wait until those are gone. We could get the... Yeah, we can get another one of the naval ideas, so that's going to get the blockade impact on siege, which is going to be really handy. Also, it's going to allow us to keep the... Oh, and we got the fort defense at plus 25%. That's really good. So now, how good is our navy tradition anyway? It's 26.7, so it's not too bad. We don't have massive traditions, mind you, but it is better than nothing, for sure. And we're almost reduced all the inflation, so that's quite nice. We get a little bit drill on this army at least. There's a little bit unrest now happening in... Well, actually, what I suppose I could do is this could take over the rebel suppression duties. And in a year or two, that's not going to be a problem anymore. I think we might want to start accumulating a bit of cash. Maybe make one more manufactory. But also we need to start building up a little bit of... Oh, actually, do we have any of... I don't think we have any level 3 trades or centers of trade yet, do we? Hangzhou doesn't have one anyway, but we got 3 of the level 2s over there. Level 2, a level 2, a level 2. So we got a lot of level 2s, but no level 3s. So once the... It is the... Hold on a minute. It is the global trade, isn't it? That is the next one. Yes, it is. And that's gonna be sporting... Oh, wait, no, it is the printing press, actually. Right, okay, so it's not going to be quite as important for us to have the level 3s here. I mean, it would still help, mind you. But we don't actually need to worry about it too much yet. We are number 4 in the Great Powers list, apparently. So we are. Moscow is ahead of us. France and Spain are ahead of us. But then Ottomans are behind us. Portugal, Mamluks, Poland, all are behind us. So yeah, we've gotten pretty strong, let's just say. And Papal State is asking to give them money. I suppose I can give them a little bit. And there we go, we got Teke core now. So there's one more core that we're making, and I suppose that should reduce the unrest a little bit further. So most of these are not going to be a problem next year. Even if we, well, I suppose once we don't have the rebel suppression in there, it might be a little bit of a problem. But hopefully not too bad. Looks like the Ottomans are still having a bit of problems there. How long truce do we have with them? Another 10 years. Okay, so we've got 10 years time to fight against the... Sure, Milan, you can go through my lands. Against the Mamluks. So if we were to declare war... Oh, Naples would not join right now because they're fighting in another war. Is that against Venice, by chance? No, it's against France, Siena, and Utrecht. Who are you fighting? Savoy, Geneva, and Naples. Ah, okay. So Naples is off the list. In that case, who else could we try inviting in a war against Mamluks? Because alone, I don't think I can quite do it. And Austria is pretty far. Spain is distant war, and they got war exhaustion. And Papal State is just distant war. So, no, I don't think I can really get anyone in right now. Akayunlu is one option. That would be Great Horde and Ajam. Neither one of which would actually join. And I could take all provinces for less works or aggressive expansion. So that might allow us to get a little bit more land in here. Maybe we can block Ottomans completely in here, especially if we take Trebizond. They're allied to Imereti, so that's a possibility. Although they are allied to... they were guaranteed by Karakanulu at one point, but not anymore. But that's definitely an option. Now, whether it's a good option or... Oh. Well, I guess the Ottomans got there first. Alright then. I guess we won't be attacking them. Not right now, anyway. Oh. Now, to be fair, something to keep in mind is how much troops do the Ottomans, or the Ethiopians have? They got 35,000. I can't ally... Well, I could ally them, but I don't know if I should. So I could still do the war against Mamluks, because they are still fighting two-front war. They've lost a decent bit of land over there. Admittedly, Ethiopia has lost a bit of land on the Arabian side of things. How much of a fleet does Ethiopia have? 10 ships. The Mamluks have probably, well, they've got 37, but I don't know how much of them they have on the Mediterranean side of things. And how much is on the other side. Let's bring this fleet to Gaza. No, rebels are just crossing through here. Alright then. I think it might be time to transport these troops over. Don't think, well, the Orthodox zealots could still be a problem. Probably not going to be, but maybe we don't actually transport this over yet. We'll wait until next year, or something like that. Oh, Austria is now considered a great power. Archaea only wants to go through my lands. I mean, suppose I'll allow it for now, which does actually allow the Ottomans to produce troops over here and pass through, but that's alright. Oh, right, we can't do the raiding anymore. It's a bit of a shame. Tunisians can do that right now. Although, if I was to declare war on Tunis, who would join? A lot of people, so we won't do that. At least on the enemy side, a lot of people. Was there a lot of people on our side? No, no one on our side. So that's a problem. Again, the Mamluks have 41,000 men of their own, and they've got a lot of allies. But I can have 55,000 men total. There's auto sellers, that's not too bad. We might have to... No, I think it's time to transport this over. It means that there might be an unrest in there. Let's just go ahead and actually switch around this army. So we'll send the 15,000 men down to keep the rebellions in check. And we'll have these two armies ready to fight the Mamluk troops. So they got Miltech 12, I've got Miltech 12. What do they have is they got defensive ideas, exploration ideas, administrative ideas. So they've actually completed all three of those. We have not yet gotten all of our things. Or uniforms. Oh dear, the morale of army is going down. So the rebel uprising over here might happen still. Keep that in check. I suppose this one's going to move in. These are not really a problem though, most of these. Even though we're not doing any of the stuff to stop that. But let's have a look at the professionalism. Probably about 27% now. Around there. We'll get the morale up and then it's probably time to start fighting the Mamluks. I think what we might want to do is actually... Hamar could probably be our war goal. Or we could try going for the Holy War Casus Belli. It's risky, but it might work. And then we'll get a lot of provinces for reduced costs into... Well, cost is not going to be reduced, but the aggressive expansion is going to be reduced. And that might well be worthwhile. And we can also get the Proclaim Holy War, so that's going to be quite nice. I think 20 prestige is worth one innovation in this. So we'll take that one. How much is our innovativeness anyway? It's almost 42%. Or 42 points, so that's pretty decent. Now the printing press should be spawning soon. So which one of these... So living in a blender is the siege army. So this one's going to be clearing out some of the other areas in the meanwhile. I think we're almost ready to start the war though. And that... After this war, we'll hopefully have Jerusalem connected all the way around here. So we'll have from Smyrna to Jerusalem, a land connection. Admittedly, it's a bit of a thin connection, so it can be threatened from pretty much anywhere for now. But that's not going to be the case for too long, I reckon. We got our fort in Jerusalem. We might actually put in the defensiveness edict in there. They can still go around it, admittedly, so it's not necessarily going to be making that much of a difference in the end. Oh, flame fabricated. But now our troops are in position. I think it's time to go ahead and declare war on the Mamluks. And I think we are actually going to try the Holy War, Casus Belli. It might go horribly wrong, but we'll see. They do have the army advantage. We got the fleet advantage, though. I'm going to leave the smaller fleet over here. And the big fleet is going to start blockading Alexandria. They got 32... Oh, so they got most of their ships on the other side now. So their side most likely does have the sort of naval advantage over the Ethiopians. Truce to Poland has ended. Alright then. What we'll do is we'll split this in half. So we'll seize down both of these at the same time. This one should be going down fairly quickly. How close are we to the next text? Still 9 years ahead of time, by the looks of it. Well, actually 7 years ahead of time, okay. But there's the 15% from the printing press there for the cost. Fair enough, I suppose. The next one, yeah, that's going to give us a new artillery. Artillery fire is going to go up and artillery shock. So that is when the artillery is going to start pulling its weight. At least a decent chunk. Oh, right, and now we can get the Proclaim Holy War. So that maintenance modifier goes down and manpower recovery speed goes up. There we go. So we are, well, we could have up to 50,000 manpower right now. And we've got another core over here, so this is now fully cored again. Yeah, very good. These two should be done fairly shortly. Oh, and the Ottomans did manage to... Oh, yeah, they basically annexed pretty much all of Akayunlu. Actually, I think they did annex all of it. Alright then, so we've got a bit more fighting area over here with them, I suppose. And now, luckily, we got a truce with them for another 9 years or so. So we don't need to worry about it too much. We are going to be seizing down a lot of these lands. Now, we haven't gotten a lot of war score yet. We need to win battles to actually gain it properly. But I think if we can keep the 40,000 men over here in close vicinity to one another, or grouped up fairly well, which actually right now they aren't really, then we should be able to win the battles relatively easy. Because one of the things that we have on our side, well, I suppose it doesn't... I don't suppose I can see it in here, no, not directly. But we do have the Divine Ideas, which does reduce the fire damage and morale damage received, which is really handy. At least in reducing the, well, the damage taken. And also reducing losses and allows us to stay in the battle for longer. There's a bit of smaller armies in here. They might try to go for our capital. Oh, Venice declare war on Ottomans. Oh. Reconquest of what? Is Kotra? Oh, right, they want to take this one back. Fair enough, maybe Venice is pretty strong, so I have a feeling that Ottomans might have their hands rather full there for a moment. Although, are they... Well, it's Ottomans and Tunis, so maybe... I don't know. One of those sides is probably going to ask military access from me, which I probably will allow to allow for maximum chaos in the war. There we go, slowly getting more ground there. There's a small army there. I suppose we could actually move this to Saida. Or Sidon, so that we can say, oh, growth of printing industry. Right, what was this? Poznan. Oh, interesting. So right there is the birthplace of the printing press. Let's actually have a look. How much is it spreading to us, if at all? It really isn't. I suppose one of the things that I could do... I mean, let's actually have a look. What does it need? Nearby province has printing press. Adjacent province has printing press. Or nearby friendly province, adjacent province. Adjacent has printing press a loyal clergy with 30% land share. Not trade company and state relations Protestant, Anglican or Reformed. European 20 development capital. Or capital of country with Diplotech 15. Provinces Protestant, Anglican or Reformed. Okay, so we basically just need to wait. Or just spawn it in ourselves. It's also a possibility, I suppose. We're not going to worry about that quite yet, although we do need to start increasing our Diplo development in certain places again. Oh, looks like Tuscany, yeah, there we go. There's the military access request. Once we get the siege down in Damascus, oh, there we go. We'll siege down these two, and then we'll go and relieve the siege in Jerusalem. Profiteering in Aintab. Yeah, local unrest going down is actually quite nice. A bit more trade power there doesn't hurt either. We've got 25,000 men in here. We don't really get a defensive bonus in that province, admittedly, but I'm sure that we can win this battle once we get these two sieges done. We'll still be the defender, plus their general, I mean, it's got 4 shock, we've got 4 as well, but we've got 5 fire. So our general is still better, all things considered. Once we get in here, it's time to move in. They won't have time to move out. So this should be fairly effective combat. We're on the defense. Oh, they are going to bring in some reinforcements, but we've got pretty good morale. We've got more discipline than they do. And they just took a massive casualties in there. Admittedly, we did lose a decent bit. Taz has gained the Glora Sheikah. Okay, Ethiopia wants to move through my lands. I will allow that. Well, let's go ahead and fight off some of the smaller armies in here. So that's already gained a 5 war score from the battles. And we can keep that going, most likely, if we stack wipe the smaller army in here. Which we seem to be doing. They've got 16,000 men heading down this way. Well, they're going to Tabuk, technically speaking. General Hospital. Clergy loses loyalty, but we gain more manpower and manpower recovery speed. Or we gain more devote. No, we'll take the manpower recovery speed for sure. There we go. That's a stack wipe, so that's another 4 points of war score. That is going to... Man. Alright, let's go ahead and move these north. Back to our capital, for example. So that way we can hopefully fight this off again. They're going to Al-Karak, which is a bit of a strong point for them. We'll kind of surround that. wait for the monster to take over so we get a bit more morale. And we can catch it there in the drylands. We might get the crossing penalty. We did, but at the same time, we're still going to win this battle. Don't think... Well, okay, now they got the same discipline as us, but they did lose another combat, so now we've got the ticking war score on our side already. I just started, admittedly. But this way we can start getting a lot more ground. Admittedly, they're not willing to give us a lot yet. But let's have a look. What do we want? Probably those. Let me first check. So the cores go all the way to Agaba, Man, Al-Karak, and Ajloon. So we probably want to have these. So that's the Aleppo portion. That's more of Syria. We could maybe get a little bit more land in here. Cut them off, for example, from crossing to this area. We could just try to get all of this. How bad of coalition? Well, it might be a bit of a coalition. It's manageable, I'd say. And then we take as much money as possible. Got 1,000 ducats or so. And maybe we could take a little bit more land later. But we'll just figure out what exactly we can gain in here first. We can recall the diplomat in Papal States. We're still improving relations with outraged countries at least, so that's quite nice. We've got a decent bit of room for more troops, admittedly, so we could maybe go ahead and expand this army. So it's got these 5,000 infantry there already. We'll get another 5,000 infantry, actually, right now, but we'll separate the infantry, or the regular infantry from there, and start building a fresh 20,000 man army again. Admittedly, there's actually not that much unrest anymore in here. So we could probably go ahead and, well, once we get those new infantry, we can just bring that over here. Help with the sieges. So there we go. We've got a decent bit of combat victories already against them. Oh, they're getting Condottieri. Well, well, well. But they're definitely losing a lot of ground in here. I mean, we'll probably get Tabuk as a nice fort to hold on to. And after the next, or in the next war against the Mamluks, we'll probably start getting a bit of Egypt, as well as maybe going towards Medina and Mecca. And if we conquer those, that's going to give us a bit of bonuses as well, I think. Actually, does Medina give anything? Not directly, no. But Mecca does. Try export licenses. Relations with Tunis go up, we get more tax income, 10%. Or we gain more devotion. No, I think we are going to take the tax income, actually. We lose a bit of devotion, but we're going to gain that back in like a year and a half anyway. They got a bit of fleets there. So how are the Mamluks doing against the Ethiopians? They are winning the war against the Ethiopians, for sure. But at the same time, we've managed to inflict a decent bit of casualties on them. They do still have the numbers advantage, for sure. Although, is the... Right, Transoxiana is all the way there. I don't know if those will actually be able to help in this war anyway. Or maybe they are already somewhere. I just haven't spotted them yet. Right, I think it's time to go to Tabuk. I'm going to bring this army to Man as well, so we can have the armies nearby one another as per usual. I'm not going to use the artillery barrage yet, although it wouldn't be too expensive. But I think we would... Oh, actually, is there... Right, that would increase the loyalty and influence a bit. There's the religious diplomats. Opinion in same religion, others in the same religious opinion. That it's not too bad, but it does increase the influence quite a bit, so we might actually start reducing some of these things. Slowly but surely. Clergy is not going to be quite as loyal anymore. They'll still be loyal enough, I suppose. And we can get another... Oh, we can get the tax modifier again. Yes, please. So in the span of a very little time, we just gained another 25% extra taxes. And really, our taxation... Well, yeah, the modifiers are pretty high already. So the actual effects might be quite a bit reduced. Alright, so let's have a look at the peace deal again. So if that's all the money that we could even, in theory, get, we could maybe get Sinai and Suez already, and then maybe get a bit of land here, or maybe we won't get more land. No, I think that would be probably enough. That's a lot of aggressive expansion and a lot of overextension. Not too much overextension, like most of these are quite small provinces in the end, but that's going to take a lot of admin points to core. We're starting to point to the fact that we might not want to take an admin idea quite yet, although the religious ideas would be nice, but we've got the Casus Belli already for being good Crusader state, so we don't necessarily need to worry about that too much. So we could maybe go for the trade ideas to get a lot more merchants available finally, because that is something that we could definitely use. Oh, and we're going to get Diplotech. We're probably not going to take that one right now, though. I think what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a bit more development. And okay, as cheap development as possible. There we go. So we can... Oh, we're already at 60,000 men, so we could probably go ahead and start transporting this over. Just bring it to Jaffa. Oh, they got 11,000 men there. Alright, there's the Transoxiana army. That was what we're waiting for. Oh, they got another 16,000 men there. Okay, so we might get... Kind of pinched here. So they've got 27,000 men in the north. If we can get the siege of Tabuk done soon, then we can go ahead and fight off those armies, and then head back south and siege down more of Egypt and all that. But unfortunately, we are out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.